because ñu bëri ñu jàpp ne bay na yàgg na fa age wise mag na dañu war a jox di younger generation ñoom itam ñu mën a xool yooyu noonu yu bëri wax criticise woon nañ ko but ñu bëri ñu ne nga jëlee Xalifa foofu indi fa Suwaybu ñu bëri ñu ne moom lu ñu understand loolu yes so balaa ñu ñëw si loolu noonu yëpp sax tey mu teg ñu si process bi ni ngeen defee congress bi ba ñu kuréel bi am na yoon nag yoo xam ne dañ la ko laaj wax loolu xam naa ci biir because gis nañ ci yu bëri am na yu bëri yoo xam ne tam xam nañ ko si dinañ la ko laaj xëy nag di nga ci mën a indi leeral because PDOIS nit mënu koo xam-xam ba gën la ko xam bokk nga xam nga si lu bëree bëri but nan la affaire yi doxee ba ngeen ñëw select ki nga xam ne mooy wala elect ki nga xam ne mooy honorable Suwaybu Touré.
waaw jërëjëf comme lu ñu defoon congress bi soo xoolee suñ baati constitution bi moo nekk doy constitution bi moo wax ne every 4 years dañu war a dem congress pour ñu mun a tànn ñoo xam ne dañoo nekk njiiti parti yi ñoo xam ne ñoo nekk central committee bi te si baati constitution boobu lañ doon toppa pour ñu xel congress bi te dem nañ si congress bi for the last time bi woon December bi ñu def nañ almost di starting bi ba si digga bi boo xam ne dañ doon review suñ constitution bi parce que suñ last congress bi boo xam ne loolu lañ defoon dañ pass resolution ne suñ constitution bi dañ ko war a amend pour mun a align with certain realities buñ d'accord si loolu ñu establish a constitutional review committee boo xam ne Ousmane Silla moo ko jiite pour ñu mun a review suñ constitution bi ñu mun a ñëw ici beneen baati constitution PDOIS bi boo xam ne loolu moo ñoo yóbbu te dina align with the realities on the ground because world is evolving yeneen yi what things loo xam ne nangu nañ ko te xëy na léegi world has evolved foog yooyu ñu change so loolu lañ doon def but soo demee suñ constitution bi dafay wane ne soo change baati constitution bi foog nga am 2/3 of the delegates ñoo xam ne ñoom lañ tànn pour ñu mun a ñëw si congress bi pour ñu mun a effect that change bi so buñ commencé clause by clause bañ jeexal si clause boobu soo dara desut léegi pour ñu vote in pour clause boobu mu nekk part of the constitution bi ñu realize ne quorum boo xam ne loolu lañ soxla moo nekk 2/3 bi actually loolu amuñ ko te ñu feel like ne ñun nga xam ne every time and then dañ dee wax affaire constitution adherent to the constitution all the time war ñoo fekk ñu found wanting by violating the constitution of a People Democratic Organization for Independence so we deem it very necessary pour ñu adjourn even though the money involved in terms of the logistics ak yëpp was huge because almost $1.8 million loolu lañ spend si Congress bi dañ feel like it is important pour ñu adhere to the constitution we decided actually pour ñu mun a adjoin ko so that we can go in-house and work on lu tax we have a shortage of delegates ñoo xam ne ñoo war a na sànni carte bi even though the hall was full to its capacity but there are members ñoo xam ne ñëw nañ because every region every ward da nga dee select 2 people a male or a female pour mu ñëw represent la si congress bi so boole yooyu yëpp ak other members yi nekkuñ bi because you must be a delegate pour nga mun a sànni carte ordinary member mun nga nekk observance mun nga contribute like see debates, but when it comes to voting, you didn't have a voting right. So you feel like we could have picked people new Wahlen, but then I just need to violate the constitution. So lol taxna mun ñoo dem lu ñoo waxe mo nek pour ñu mëna pass suñ constitution bi so bu ñëwé January 24th we start from there ñu ne fuñ commencé won fofu la et fuñ bayé kon fofu la ñu dañ review the constitution bi so review nañ constitution bi and ben dem be close by close bi up to the last clause bi ñun yépp agree and we have the quorum in the number that was required suñu waxe clause yi there were so many amendments there because ko xam doy rek nga xam ne rek always su bala decision is made they thoroughly debate for people to for it to reflect the vast majority of the members of the party so buñ defee woon loolu ñu d'accord ñu pass constitution bi then Halifa ñëw mu present team Gambia buñ jógee si loolu then we went into the elective position of the central committee bi so at that instant buñ fa àggee the central committee was dissolved because that time bi buñ demee ba pass motion bi ne we are now ready to select a new central committee. Then the old central committee become divorced. Then they dissolve. So Khalifa, team and the ñoo from Syria all left the high table because they are no more. They are ordinary members like any other person, and we go in for election. So that process bilang defon, we have a change of leadership. am nañ Essa Wali koo xam ne moo replace Sidia Jatta as the chairman of the party. Essa Wali has been a member for the party for several years, one can say almost since the inception of the party. Contested on 2 parliamentary elections si Wulli on the ticket of PDOIS, winut. Momujel at the first position, that was on the table, that was the chairman of the party. Then we go into the Secretary General. Various people knew they were interested, like Suebu Ture was interested, Idi Jallo was interested, and also you have Khadija Kuyate who was also interested, a female of less than 30 years. So, but delegates, they decide, and a democratic process, always you must respect the decision of the majority. So, majority decided Suebu was the best candidate for them to vie in for that position. New Eleko, and he happens to get the highest vote, Abu Hamdalul Mo cast, and he was emerged as the Secretary General of the party. Various positions like the Youth Bureau, the same thing like the Information Bureau, all these bureaus were also catered, like the people with physical challenge and Bureau and all these things, people were elected. So it was a democratic process, and it was the will of the people of Doi, they subscribe to the party, decide on who will be our leader. And that was the process when Kodefe, and it was announced. IEC was there as an observer, and they declared that the whole process was transparent and accountability. Issue they didn't raise any issue. So automatically for the next 4 years, these are the people that will be representing and speaking on behalf of People Democratic Organization for Independence and Socialism.
All right. But lu xew ci biir ñu criticize comme like bu fekkee ñu ba dañ jàppoon ne léegi PDOIS yàgg na ci loxoy Khalifa yàgg between Khalifa Sidia Jatta ñu ceeñ ñu ne Souaibou boobu tey ñu ne Souaibou booy xool moom it daanaka mag la ñu dugaat nañ ci biir tamit ne boo xoolee ci biir PDOIS léegi kam yi ñu doon wax ci yeneen parti léegi ñëw na am na biir PDOIS ñu bëri ñu ngi wax ne lu ñu gis ci biir biti nii rek comme congrès bi dem lu ñu gis ci télé bi wane ko ba am na lu nekk ci biir loo xam ne am na fa benn am na ñoo xam ne supportu ñu woon Khalifa am na ñoo xam ne not just dañ ko teg ci rek ne parti bi démocrate waaye am na yeneen am argument yu nekkoon ci biir yoo xam ne xëy na génnut tey lan nga ñuy leeralal ci yooyu dem nañ sax ba wax ci sa diggante ne tey temps yi di yow sa bopp sax si diggante ak gars yi foofu noonu neexuñu woon xëy na yaa ngi woon ci yow it ci beneen camp ba am na ñu doon gisee ci leen lan moo happen really ci PDOIS boo xam ne Gambians dañ ko gis ne parti la boo xam ne xëy na ñu bëri royukaay lañ ko defoon waaye dem nañ ba ci cappaandaw gi xëy na am na lu ñu doxal ñu bëri jàppate ne Khalifa xëy na dem na waaye bëggul woon a dem mais bi kàddu démbam moo ko rëcc waaye konoon xëy na dina doon demee neneen lan la Kexx mën a leeral ci
waaw first of all pour ñu wax rek ñu dee wax ne ñoom Khalifa ñoom Sidia yàgg nañ si place yi doy foog ñu xam history Gambian politics si boppam from Jawara ñu am Yahya Jammeh, you could count how many people were ready to sacrifice leaders of various political parties from UDP to Doi. You have the NRP who were actually ready to confront Jammeh through the ballot box. You will count few of them that were ready to do that. And these people were ready to sacrifice. Jamono bobu so oye nit sangane kone kaya neka suñ flag bi arasa boroma mi def day daw. Because nobody wanted to contest against Jammeh, and that's why these people were there, because of the love of the country. They believed that the country must change, and they decided to talk to confront with Jammeh. So lolo mom ku wax ne sen overstay bi da ngay wax ne rek egna where were you wax lolo la why you didn't come and offer yourself buñ dé démé ci congress why you didn't come, because it's a democratic party bo xamna ne you can come and offer yourself and challenge the leaders. So that's why ñom ñu overstay. But also tamit nit dañu wara baye xel ne PDOIS has abandoned the political party for 15 good years. They were not campaigning under the platform of PDOIS. So ko baye xel from United Front to NAD coalition to coalition 2016. PDOIS was not talking on the platform. They were trying to unify the nation, because them invested in one political party could not have removed Jammeh here. So what can we do is for us to unite under an umbrella of a United Front or an umbrella of coalition 2016 or an umbrella of a NAD coalition. But they believe that it was only coalition Bohamna Momuna again if Jammeh. So 15 good years Doi has abandoned its political party. So by hell in NAD coalition, you will know who was United Front. Ahmad Ba was there. Khalifa was the leader of NAD from their coalition 2016. Adama Barrow was the leader. So Doi for the 15 years, Soko Gene from the Gambian election circle. How many elections have Doi contested? It is only 2. So automatically, maybe people didn't know all this history. Lulmota didn't they want to overstay. So there are circumstances moo lead to those people. But so by health, political party, folks, su ñu waxee democracy is not discriminatory. So man, I don't believe in the ideology of young people or old people. Man, luma gom ne mo neka the person who has the knowledge to run the affairs of this country, bo hamne understand the policies, the program, the problems of the country, and he has the solution to solve the problem. Man, lola believe. I don't believe in young people or old people because history tells us that when you look at the history of this country, all our former presidents, they came in their youthful ages to become president. But what have we achieved during those time of people? So it's not about young people have been there. We have seen young people before the National Assembly, the last parliamentary election. If you count how many were the old people there and you count the young people, they were the vast majority of the young people. But what do we achieve in the parliament? Come to this present parliamentarians. If you look at the age bracket, you see that the young people are the vast majority. What do we achieve? So for me, it's not just about age. It's about who has the knowledge and the competence to run the affairs of this country. So that's what I believe in. But I also believe that democratic process is not discriminatory. So the one Suebo is an old person, what in code for. If the delegates feel like Suebo is the people that they choose, we must respect the decision of the delegates. That's why when we go for election, if anybody is declared, we say let's respect the decision of the Gambian people. So man, I don't believe in those ideology. And so why you must tell me based on the laws of the country, whether the law is against an old person to lead a political party or to lead a group of people. No, there is no law that bar people. So if they are exercising their constitutional right, I think nobody should question those things. So those were the issues. In regards to divergent views, that's accepted in everywhere. Every organization, there must be a divergence. We cannot all agree on everything. People have their choices, like human beings. Kuneka, you have Muslims, you have Christians, you have everything. We are all human beings. But we all choose to be Christian, or you want to choose to be a Muslim or anything. So, and we have our likings and we have things you have na bugananko. So, in political party, lol tamedo nyaka so konto masunyo dem se election. Afonga am ñoo xamne na buganan ki pour mu lead, buganan tamit ki mu lead. So, lol is a democratic process, but at the end of the day, ñun all gear towards the progress of People Democratic Organization for Independence. So, divergent view bobu so people then interpret it like it's a camp. It's not a camp. By that time, we are going in for election, and there are almost 3 or 4 people ñoo xamne they were contesting for a position. So you must have people that you support this other camp, then you support Labour. That doesn't mean that there is a difference between us. At the end of the day, we all believe in Doi. That person, if he is elected or she is elected, then she carry the image of Doi. He carry the policies of Doi. He carry the programs of Doi. And that's what we subscribe, because we didn't choose Doi because of Khalifa Sallah is the party leader. I, for one, I didn't do that. Likewise, other people that we believe in the ideology of the party. We believe in the policies of the party. So for us, it doesn't matter who leads the party. Since the ideologies are intact and the policies are intact, it doesn't matter who leads the party. Since you will promote that the same programs and the agenda of the party, for us, there is no difference. And I think that Suebo being elected will also push the same agenda that Khalifa has been preaching since he was the Secretary General, likewise Sidia Jata. And they have not retired from PDOIS. They will be still at PDOIS, being advisors, being people that will push the agenda as an ordinary member of the political party, and they will not go and fold their hands together. They will support to make sure that Suebo succeeded. So there is no difference in the political party. That was a democratic process. That their divergent views are what we call, you have the right to be voted and to be voted for, and you have the right to support any of your candidate. And there is no camp, they have no personal grievance with anybody. But I have people they wanted to vie in for that position. I even offer myself, but when I see somebody that I think could do the work better than me, I withdraw. On 2 occasions, I have been offered to be secretary of certain bureaus, but I choose this person can do the work better than me, and I withdraw and I allow that person to go. When Sam was nominated as the Information Bureau Secretary, and I was also nominated as the Information Bureau Secretary, I feel like Sam has the institutional memory of the party, looking at the archives and everything. They are the founding members. So Sidia going, Khalifa going, at least we need that leader among ourselves who will guide us in terms of the institutional memory of the party, and I decided to withdraw. When we went to the youth secretary, I have seen a girl that I convinced, she is the youth coordinator of West Coast region, and I convinced her to come to the party. When she offered herself, I said no, and when he heard my name, she wanted to withdraw. And if he have withdraw, I will go without no oppose. I said no, you have to stay. I believe that you can do the job, and I will support you. So for me, it's not about the positions, it's about how do we promote the agenda of the party. So there is no difference within the party. It was just a democratic process.
Okay, so Brahma News, panelists,